Hello everyone from Lolo, Montana, Dunrovin Ranch on a gorgeous November afternoon. It's sweater weather, and we've had everything the last month. Snow, freezing, warm.
Below zero.
Frozen water.
It's nice, it's perfect.
It's perfect. And today I'm here with my very special employee and friend, Kelly Kozak, who is the ranch manager and has been so for the last 3 years. And I'd like to dial back to how you got here and all of that. So let me dial back to the fact that in the summer of, I think it was 2016, my longtime ranch manager, Jamie, quit because she wanted to take a job in Missoula closer to her stepchildren, so to help out with school activities. So I had an interim ranch manager who was sort of an assistant for the summer of 2016, but by fall of 2016, I put out an ad looking for a ranch manager, and I get this application from a woman in Washington State. And I thought, really? You know, really? And so I contacted her, but I said, I've never hired anybody who's never been to Montana.
Right.
And you had never been.
Never. I don't even, the word had not even entered my mind, I don't think, really, in my life. It never occurred to me to move to Montana.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. So what prompted you to apply?
Well, I had been at the ranch I was at in Washington for about 3 years, and I had done
You took care of a whole bunch of different kind of animals, right?
Horses, llamas, alpacas, cows, turkeys, and chickens.
Okay.
And it was 90 acres, and it was a beautiful horse. I built it up. I helped build it up into a beautiful horse facility and rescue. And I had just done everything I could do there. And I thought, well, okay, I had Doc and a couple dogs. I thought, well, so I want to be where it's green. I want to be where I can live with my horse, and I want to be out in nature if possible. And I just, honestly, I looked on Craigslist. And I thought, well, certain things I don't want to do. You know, I don't want to work at this kind of certain facility because it doesn't go with my philosophy. And I saw your ad, and I went to the website, and I said, this looks fantastic. And I sent you my resume.
You did. And I called you, didn't I?
You wrote me. We wrote back and forth a few times because I have a background in entertainment.
Right. Yeah, little did she know what she was getting in.
Certainly not on camera. I have a background in education. I was a teacher.
Right.
I've ridden horses on and off for 50 years.
Right.
I mean, come on.
Right.
And so you flew me out here.
Well, we split that, if I remember, right? I said,
I think so.
I said, I don't want to actually start flying people in for interviews because that could get expensive if I started doing that. But you really intrigued. You had the right background. And so I did fly her out, or we split the cost.
I came out in December.
In December.
It was 20 degrees.
Snow, lots of snow.
And Danielle put me on Chief.
Yep.
Looking back, the easiest horse. I guess they weren't sure I could really ride.
Well, you know,
you never know.
You never know.
Me, I know. Everyone says they can ride.
Right. I mean, we get this all the time at a guest ranch. People say, "Oh, yes, I'm an advanced rider,"
and they're like, "Oh my goodness."
Oh yes, right. Oh my goodness is right.
So we went down into the snow down there on Chief, and he spooked at something. I remember that. I didn't come off, so I got the job. Literally got the job.
And you moved here in February? Or?
I think January.
End of January.
I mean, I loaded up I left my horse Doc there.
Right.
The temperature change was too much. Yeah. For a California
Well, in fact, I remember talking to you about that. I said, you know, no, you can't come until May because April's even too cold.
He was cold when he got here anyway. Loaded up all my belongings in my truck, and I came with 3 dogs. Yep. And I drove here, and here I am. Yeah, right. And then a little bit later, you went back and got Doc. I got Doc. And you... love of my life. Sorry for the microphone. Brought him out here, and it was interesting because we always quarantine horses. Right. And we made him a paddock right out there. Right. And the first night, I was like, yeah, it's going to be in the 40s, he'll be okay. Well, it started to rain, and I came out the next morning. Cold. He was shivering so hard, I thought he was going to fall down. So it was like, yeah, not bringing him out in January was an excellent idea. Yeah, well, ask a horse to acclimate that quickly. Yeah, but and to that end. Yeah. Right. We'll get to him in a moment. Okay. Right. So
tell me about the most unexpected thing you found out about Montana, well, from moving from Washington State. What did you find? Say, I didn't expect this. Oh, I'm going to put you on the spot
It's not positive.
Here. All right, doesn't matter.
The lack of Mexican food.
I agree with that, by the way.
It's killing me. It's killing me. And,
yeah.
You know, send your cards and letters to Suzanne.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's literally killing me.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
true. Started making my own.
Yeah.
Not the same.
Right.
I'm from Los Angeles, by the way.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of Mexican food.
Good Mexican food. Real authentic Mexican. Right, yeah. I'd have to agree with you on that.
Good.
And the other thing I like about Montana is it's not close to an ocean. I like being inland, but
I miss the ocean.
I miss the ocean a little bit.
Yeah, I do too. But oceans now, where I'm from, you can't get there. You can't put everything's too crowded these days. So I'm fine.
Okay, so I'm going to keep asking you some questions like this. It's just to kind of get your feel of things. So
you could do truth or dare.
Truth and dare, right? What about the biggest challenge of working in winter with a herd of horses?
Actually, the only challenge I have felt is overcoming my worry, actually.
Your worry?
My worry, because once the first couple months go by, everyone's fine, and everyone's fine. Everyone will be fine, but I'm a worrier.
Right.
And as far as I'm concerned, I had the best. It's the clothes.
Right.
Once you have the clothes.
Right. No such thing as bad weather, just bad clothes.
You're not all that long.
Right. Right.
You know, minus 25. Some.
Yeah.
But again, as long as they have enough hay.
Right.
And they're able to walk.
And the water did freeze up at one point over on the winter field, and in the middle of winter, and so you started hauling water.
I hauled some water. G3 hauled most of it. So what you do is, the water over there, the pump froze, and you really don't have an option but to put trash cans. And Katie Wardasani helped me too.
Yeah.
We put water in the back of the trash cans in the back of the truck, fill them with water, drive them over, dump them in, and repeat 5 or 6 times a day.
Yeah. You can hear and see that Jewel always joins us here, and the FedEx man just came, so there you are. Okay, so what about some of the other things about Montana? What was one of the most pleasant things that you found out about Montana?
Days like this.
It's
like amazing.
Yeah.
When I moved here, everyone said, "Oh, Montana's amazing," and Montana's. Yeah, it is, but it actually took a couple years to really get it. It's really special, and I hear that from people all over the world who come to visit. They're like, "I don't believe this."
Yeah.
And I've become a little used to it, but it's just gorgeous. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the words are. It's. It feels peaceful. It feels like you have your freedom. People are very nice. People help each other. It's different than a small town feel. I mean, because Lolo's very small.
We're on the edge of a reasonable sized community.
It just, I mean, I could just sit here all day.
Yeah. It's a really wonderful place.
It's a really wonderful place. It's hard to describe. It's pretty nice.
Okay. So before you started working here, you had never taken guided rides. Is that correct? All right. So tell me about that transition. Were you kind of nervous on your first solo?
I'm still nervous because I take it very seriously.
Yeah.
And the rider's welfare is obviously extremely important. The horse's welfare is extremely important to me.
Right.
And like we said, everyone can ride.
Right.
And sometimes, and everyone can, on some level.
Right.
But a trail rides is, a lot of people have never been on a trail ride. A trail ride's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Unexpected things happen almost every second, whether they realize it or not. Something has moved. The wind picks up. The water's deeper.
A smell that you might not even be aware of.
We don't even smell.
Yeah, you can't even smell it.
And so I'm to me it's stressful, actually, because I'm always making sure everyone's okay and having a good time. Everyone comes back having a good time.
She's gotten reviews, by the way. People love riding with Kelly. But I do want to say, if you've never taken a trail ride as a guide, it's a whole new level of responsibility because you are the pivot point on everything. The look to you. They look to you because they know you're in charge, and if something happens, they understand that you're the person in charge.
Absolutely.
So when things go south, you really have to hold it together.
Yeah.
And
that's okay.
Right.
It's difficult.
Right, and inspire confidence in your riders.
Oh, yeah.
And our rides are not easy. We go across the River and
through the little forest. I say, okay, it's time to duck. This is why you have helmets on.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah. So what do people say when they go across the river the first time?
Oh, they think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you also tell them, do not look down.
Yeah.
Because you'll get vertigo so fast. I said, look over there or across.
Right. Look at the horizon. Don't.
And I think they're not so much scared, but they're really speechless because it's hard, and I've had this conversation with other guys. It's hard to remember what it's like not to be able to ride a horse.
Right. Yeah.
But
that's a really challenging thing. We get them across the river within the first half hour, and it is quiet. It's very quiet, and then people are so talkative when they come back.
Yes.
They're so excited that they did that. They felt that they challenged themselves.
Always.
Yeah.
And sometimes then you have to really read your guests.
Right.
Do they want a quiet ride?
Right.
Do they want to talk?
Right.
What do they want to talk about?
Right.
So you play it by ear.
Then we have some special rides, engagement rides and things like that, where you just sort of hide on the side.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
proposals.
That's the nice thing about guest ranch life, isn't it? Every day is different.
Oh, I have met so many great people. I have met people from all over the world.
Right.
And I learned so much, and we have such great conversations about what horses are like elsewhere. Some folks came over from Austria, and she rode dressage. And we had a great talk.
Yeah.
And we get a lot of European dressage riders, actually.
Right.
What I realized early on, and it made me very respectful of my job, is riding a horse in Montana is a bucket list item for so many people.
It is.
We take it for granted that I could go right now.
Right.
And people, save up a lot of money to come do this.
And the majority of people who are not from the West are arena riders, unless you happen to get an eventer or something like that. But most of the people who've ridden horses have never been across the river and up the mountain where you're going to see cougars and bears. Who knows what, moose, whatever. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And children's program. This is a former teacher, and she has really ramped up our children's program. Have you enjoyed that?
I do enjoy it. It's challenging.
Yeah.
It's challenging.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I'm not the most patient person in the world, and I do. And Sandy and I, we expect a lot.
Yeah.
But it's. The kids do so well, and it's incredible after just 6 lessons.
Yeah.
Because it's 6 lessons in Pony Club.
Right.
The transformation's amazing.
Well, this last month, you took the school kids across the river, and boy, they came back with huge smiles.
Yeah.
But the parents really enjoyed it.
Fantastic.
We did a little video of it. Yeah, that worked out really well. So here comes the big question now. Did you realize that you would be falling in love with an osprey when you moved here?
Oh no. Who? I couldn't have predicted anything in my life that happened here at Dunrovin.
But least of all that,
Least of all, I didn't even know what an osprey was. I didn't know what a flicker was. I didn't know anything, you guys, about birds. No, Harriet.
Yeah.
I know. I hope she's well.
Yeah.
I'm sure she is warm.
So you were here the first day she landed in 2017, I do believe.
She flew right over my head.
Right over your head. And you recognized right away, did you not, this is our bird?
Yes. Well, mostly because... all my friends on the chat were just counting down. Is it her? Is it her? Is it her?
Right.
And boy, when she came in,
Yeah.
And she's magnificent.
Isn't
I could watch her all day long, and we hear her all day long.
Right.
I also realize how very fortunate I am to be able to basically live with Harriet.
Yeah.
And she's here, you too.
Yeah.
There are people who would love to live with Harriet. And I don't take that for granted. Actually.
Yeah. I can't even envision Dunrovin without the sound of an osprey.
No.
In the
but
summertime.
It is nice.
Yeah, the birds are a little bit loud. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but it's
Yeah.
And all the drama.
Oh, yeah.
The drama at the nest, the attacks, the this, the that.
Right.
It's
the owl, the goose.
It's never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. Okay, so tell me about your introduction to Days at Dunrovin and your chatting friends, and how, you know, this is a completely different than guest ranch in the whole world.
Yes.
To have all of these wonderful friends who are with us on a day-to-day basis, and even though we have not personally met many of you, you are as close of friends as we have, the people that we have met.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely.
And,
oh boy, I don't know what can prepare you for this, but I was embraced right away by everybody.
And she started
salutes. I started the nighttime salutes.
Right.
I felt it, and I don't know how long it's been going on.
Oh, well.
Yeah, we're going to get to you in a second. So, yeah, because I know that everyone watched me tuck everyone in.
Right.
And so I started doing a salute just to say everything's fine. Right. See you tomorrow. And then it became ridiculous, and it became, sometimes it's silly, and sometimes it's like, I'm cold, I got to go. But
right.
Yeah, it happens right there.
Yeah, you've amped it up, though. I thought your best one was the beach party with the.
That was astounding.
That was astounding. You and Katie Wardasani were.
And Sierra.
You know, and Sierra. We were a bad combo when it came to fooling around.
I'm sure you can find the clip someplace.
I will. I'll play the clip.
It was fantastic. I got messages from Italian chatters and ANCSA. And
yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Fun.
So this woman has worked her butt off for the years, nonstop. This has been a lot of work. A guest ranch is a never-ending list of chores. I mean, you've got accommodations, you've got programs, you've got horses, you've got property, you've got everything you can think of. And so Kelly is about to fly south, somewhere between where the horses ended up and where Harriet ended up.
Yeah.
Migration.
I'm following her. She's my role model. It's like, you're smart, girl. Head south.
Head south.
The winter's coming. Yes, I'm heading south.
Yeah.
Well, last January, I had planned a trip.
Right.
And I was all ready, and it didn't happen for various reasons. And so I'm doing it now, a little earlier in the year, so that's good.
That's helpful with the weather, for sure.
I know. I have a clear window.
Yeah.
So I am taking off 9 weeks.
Right.
And I'm going horse camping, which I've never done before.
So what challenges you about that in terms of horse camping?
The only challenge is Crow.
Yes, and why don't we talk about Crow right now?
Here's my boy Crow.
Right.
Hi, gorgeous.
And how did you come by him? What made you decide to purchase Crow?
I purchased Crow because I knew that Doc had 6 months to live. The vet told me that. I didn't share that with anybody. But I knew that, I'm in the shade, but I knew that he had 6 months to live. And I have not been without a horse since I was 6.
My.
Literally.
Right.
And so I without a horse.
It's that fundamental.
It's that fundamental.
Yeah.
And we had leased Crow and a horse named Ben.
Right.
From another outfitter.
Right.
And it was time to send them back.
Right.
And I had promised them, I didn't tell you this, but when I picked them up, I promised them they weren't going back. So I did. I keep my promises to horses. So time, I know, he's got the best faith. So time was winding down. Oh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So I knew that I needed a horse, and I bought him. Because, you know, he was short. Pretty mellow. I'm going to be 60 in a week or so, and I don't want to come off a horse again.
Right.
And then Ben, we found the most amazingly, kind of a retirement place for him.
That's great.
Feel good about that. And Crow and Doc met, and that was cool.
Yes. Very, very different horses. Doc was a thoroughbred.
Doc was straight off the track at Santa Anita.
Right.
High-strung, hot-blooded, tall,
gorgeous.
Slender, gorgeous.
Yeah.
And not that you're not gorgeous, but he's a different thing.
Right, he is. And you've never had an Appaloosa before, had you?
No, I've
So kind of explain what an Appaloosa is to everybody.
I haven't had thoroughbreds before.
Yeah. So
an Appaloosa is a spotted horse, basically.
Right.
They all descend from the Nez Perce tribe.
Right.
Pacific Northwest.
Right.
They bred this horse.
Right. And what did they breed them for?
Ward, I guess.
Yeah, they bred them, though, primarily for hard hoofs,
Ah.
and they really needed a horse that could go a long distance, and those that could really move in the mountains with and not get lame. And so Appaloosas are well known for their hard hoofs and their sturdy feet. And on a horse are a really important part of them, as you well know.
Oh,
so
nothing.
this is one of the been bred into the Appaloosas.
Yeah, well, he is not the hardest working man in the world. And his feet are okay. but also they've been diluted so much.
Yeah.
You can tell he has so much quarter horse in him.
Right, right.
But I did learn watching a documentary that the horses in North America came from Europe.
Right.
Appaloosas came from Asia.
Ah.
Yeah, I know.
Ah.
So yeah, he's my, and the reason I left Los Angeles was because I'd gone to ride horses in Mongolia, and I came back and said, I've got to be where the sky is blue and the grass is green. I have to live with horses.
Right.
So that's why I'm here, really. And the fact that he's originally Asian, perfect. He's my Mongolian he's my war pony.
So explain his headgear today to everybody about what you're doing in prep for your long trip.
Well, my mind, I'm just so stressed out. But it's coming along.
Yeah.
The most important thing is him. I can travel with dogs. Nothing matters. But, you know, they're wild cards, no matter what.
And there's a whole different level of responsibility. A dog can go with you into places. They can sit in the car if you have it well ventilated and it's not hot. But, you know, horses, particularly on the highway, if you have a flat tire, you can't let your horse out.
No, you don't let your horse out.
It's a whole different deal traveling with horses.
Yeah, and their weight shifting.
Their weight and the pulling with the truck, yeah.
It's a whole different experience.
It is.
And I've actually been driving my truck with the trailer, so I know it's a new trailer to me.
Yeah.
So I know what it feels like without a horse.
Right.
So that if I hear or feel something too weird,
right,
I'll check him out.
Right, and you have to adjust yourself from what you've been doing with us. We have what are called gooseneck trailers. They're where the ball sits on the axle of the truck, and yours is on a bumper pull, which is on the back.
Whole different.
So it behaves differently.
Yeah, you know, I upgraded the trailer and had it gone through, so it's very safe and legal.
Good.
I had my truck completely gone through.
Good.
It's safe and legal. Yeah, you know, I'm doing the best I can do. At this point, whatever happens, happens. I'm staying with some in-laws' family. They actually train quarter horses in Logan. Then I'm heading down. My next confirmed stop is in Moab.
Wow, wonderful.
And then so he's the deal. He's the wild card in all this. And when you take a horse across, actually out of county or out of state, you have to get what's called a Coggins test. Which tests for, is it equine infectious anemia?
Yeah, it's a blood test.
It's a blood test, so he needs that, and that's good, usually a year or so. But he also needs a CVI, a certificate of inspection, and that's only good for 30 days. So I need to make my trip, you know, count, so I don't have to get more.
Right.
I'll have to get a couple, obviously.
Right.
So he will be going to the vet right after this. And I'll take both my dogs. I know. He learned from Doc. He got funny.
Yeah, he is. And I love the bright orange halter and lead. That's lovely.
I overdid it last trip. I thought, well, if I'm going to be tying my horse up someplace and he gets loose, I want to be able to find him.
Yeah.
He's got reflective leg wraps. I mean, it's way over the top.
But this is a Hollywood gal. She was in the Hollywood production system. She is perfect for this incredibly eclectic combination we have here.
I'm just weird, and it works.
It works. She's a writer. She was a school teacher. She loves animals. She's totally competent with all of the animals. You're a real find, and we're going to miss you. We're going to miss you. This is a bittersweet moment for us, but I'm also really, really happy.
Well, what I'll be doing is, I currently have 4 nights on the road, so I'm not going to have my computer plugged in. I really need to step away from all that. But I will be Facebook messaging a member maybe you, and also who also can post on Facebook.
Right.
So just on my nights when I get to a destination safe, someone will know.
Oh, wonderful.
I posted the on Facebook. I guess I can put it on the chat as well.
Oh, great.
So you know more or less where I'll be. And then of course, people are writing on my map and putting their town in my route.
That's fabulous.
Yeah. Kind of like, come here. Oh, come, like.
Well, you already did this when you went to get Doc. You stopped in Washington, Eastern Washington, and you met the lady.
I did. I met DA Lady.
Yes, DA Lady.
Did.
So it's not
I've already had requests. It's not inconceivable.
Right.
But it will be January when I come back.
Right.
And it's going to be tough enough coming back.
Right.
The regular way.
Right.
Oh, this is called a head bumper.
Yep.
Or a head bumper. It's
it's thick.
It's thick. It's
nice
fleece lined, and you know, there's metal. Horses bump their head, and that'll help protect him in case he does. I'll have what we call bell boots. Hi, Boo. Which fit over his hoof, so he doesn't do this and hurt himself.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other things I could put on him. They have shipping boots, which protect their whole leg. There's a million things I could do, but I think that's sufficient. This is more than he's ever been protected in his life, I'm sure. So he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just get in the trailer.
Right.
Just get in the trailer.
He will. This is going to be helpful for all of that. You'll be surprised. One of the most wonderful things about taking a horse off is you will bond like you've never bonded
That's
before.
what I'm looking forward to.
You do. I mean, you absolutely do.
Because he's got to have to look to me for everything.
Everything. You know, I've traveled with my horses many times, many weeks, and it's wonderful.
I can't wait.
Just you'll get over it in no time at all.
Yeah.
Well, join me in wishing Kelly the best of vacation. Wonderful migration.
I'm migrating. I love that.
Have a terrific time.
I'll have the best time.
Yep, and come back healthy and happy.
Tan, rested and ready.
Yeah, right.
Isn't that Nixon?
That's good. All right.
And if you see that fire, it's a controlled fire. It's okay, everyone.
Okay, now the only bad thing about is she doesn't want baby donkeys. We've been kidding her.
Okay. No. So I will be checking in the first week of January. If there are baby donkeys here, I'm not coming back. I'll see you in Missouri, and I'll see you in Wyoming.
Okay. And with that, we'll salute. Goodbye.
Yeah, I'll salute. I have 2 more salutes before I go. All right.
All right.
Bye. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That's fun.